it is central to government's response to the coronavirus pandemic, as the enhanced community quarantine remains in place over many areas, and general quarantine is set to bring back activities, including transportation. How will certain barangays continue to live while on special concern lockdown, while the others will start to live with less restrictions? We discuss in this episode of the Chiefs. Welcome to this special edition of the Chiefs. With me right now is Ami Pamintuan of the Philippine Star. Ami,
Good evening.
ano?
Good
No,
evening.
tulot-tulot tayo. Nasa Maynila ka, nasa Quezon City ako. Mukhang tayong dalawa lang muna ngayon.
Oo nga, tayo lang muna. Oo.
Na special concern yata yung dalawa eh.
Magpapabalik din tayo sa tighter quarantine. Hindi na pwedeng balik. ECQ na tayo.
Oh.
Eh, may 37 provinces na nagpabalik ng back to ECQ, although modified din sila. GCQ pala, modified. GCQ, pahaba yung mga acronym natin.
At saka parami ng parami, hindi lang pahaba. I mean, ito yung special concern. For example, I'm in Barangay Colyat. Malapit siya sa Tandasora. We're in Barangay Colyat dito sa Quezon City. We are a special concern. But it doesn't refer to the entire barangay. As far as I understand it, it refers to specific areas. But that's exactly the point, di ba? Parami yung mga terms. And bawat term, hindi natin alam kung ano talaga yung definition.
Anong pagkakaiba niya sa hard lockdown?
Ewan ko. Pagkakaintindi ko, we also saw some releases ostensibly from the Quezon City government. Ang pagkakaintindi ko, special concern is also very, very specific. It's targeted towards particular, it could be a street, it could be a sitio, it could be a subdivision, it could be a particular area within your barangay.
Meaning, mas maliit siya sa barangay pala. Ganon.
Diba?
So, hindi ka lalabas ng bahay mo. Hindi ka rin makakalabas ng bahay mo.
Pero, ewan ko, don't take it from me, di ba? Parang etong mga conversations natin with various officials, tuloy-tuloy ang tinitingnan natin. And kahapon, I think, when we were talking to General De Bolsinas, yan din yung sinasabi nila. It will allow them, special concern and targeted quarantines will allow them to focus manpower and resources on specific areas din.
Siguro yung special concern na ganyan, gusto yan ng mga negosyante, no? That's what they're saying, eh. Na isolate the sick instead of isolating the majority of the population, ano? Siguro gusto nila yan.
I think they're trying to find, I mean, as with everyone, they're trying to find a balance between the very real, still very real public health concerns. And at the same time, the need to loosen up a bit and to get some economic activities going. Kasi talaga naman, whether it's the individual or an entire barangay or an entire country, lahat tayo, hindi sa bagot na bagot. Everybody really wants to get back to work and we need to get back to work.
Yeah, dun sa mga GCQ areas, nagbalikan na ibang yung tricycle, tuwan-tuwa sila. So yung transport, it's so important, no, to get the enterprises, economic activities going.
Well, anyway, so speaking of activities, let's get to our discussion on ano ba magiging itsura nito, which is where we started. Anyway, actually, lahat ng palabas natin, lahat ng shows natin, nag-uumpisa. Diba? So, hopefully to help us in this discussion, particularly on the matter of what will transportation look like, what will mobility look like for all of us. Our first guest is Land Transportation Office Chief, Asec Edgar Galvante. Asec Galvante, welcome po to the Chiefs.
Thank you very much and good evening to you and to your viewers.
Good evening po. Good evening, Asec. Okay, malinaw.
Asec,
Yes.
Malinaw po signal natin.
Okay naman.
Okay. Asec, I mean, as you know, we're all preparing for kung ano man, any change in the ECQ. We won't talk about kailan mangyayari to. We know that's a very difficult question. But when it changes and we start to loosen up the restrictions and people can move, what should they expect? And what is the LTO preparing for?
Actually, for areas which have been declared as general quarantine areas, we've started some resumption of our work, and particularly in the Visayas and Mindanao, and they have already opened up the offices and entertained the people renewing their licenses and registration. But earlier, we have announced that for those whose validity of license or registration will be falling within the quarantine period, they are given up to 60 days upon the lifting of the quarantine for them to renew their license or the registration. So we hope with this, the backlog which has been building up can be eased out a little bit. And if this is not enough, we plan to operate even during Saturdays to accommodate those who will be trooping to our offices to renew their license or their car registration.
Okay. But in the meantime, bottom line doon is hanggang i-lift and 60 days beyond the lifting, hindi kailangan mangamba yung mga tao na hindi ako nakapag-renew ng registration.
Wala silang babayarang penalties for as long as they comply with that period. But of course, we are enjoining the public will be transacting with us to observe also the protocols on yung social distancing plus the other health tips that they should follow so that we can really stop the spread of this virus. That's why even in our facilities, we'd set up some of this, like for example, disinfecting areas. There are wash basins for them to wash their hands. And we would be requiring that when they come into the facility, they should be all wearing masks at least.
Asec, mag-uumpisa na yung modified ECQ sa Metro Manila at mga frontline services daw papayagan na sa ibang shopping malls.
I'm sorry, I can't hear the audio, Miss Pamintuan.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Asec?
May technical difficulties pa tayo. Now, let's give Asec Galvante some time to probably reboot his system from his end. Pero ulitin lang natin yon, Ami, while we're waiting for Asec Galvante, na yung pong kung hindi kayo nakapag-renew, at lalong-lalo na kung inabutan talaga kayo ng ECQ, whether it's for your license or car registration, hindi kayo kailangan mangamba 60 days beyond the official lifting of the ECQ.
Yes.
And no penalty.
So yun. Kaya sabi ko nga kanina, yung sa bandang Visayas and Mindanao na na-lift na, we started the resumption of our work. In fact, this morning, nag-start na sila, And in Luzon area, probably after the 16th, we'll be resuming the operations also. Except for those whose ECQ have been extended.
Asec, naririnig niyo na ako? Can you hear me now, Asec Galvante? Naririnig niyo na po ako?
Wala talaga. Asec, naririnig niyo po ako?
Naririnig ko kayo. Si Miss Ami, hindi ko naririnig.
Si Ami hindi naririnig.
Siguro i-translate mo ako.
Sige.
Translate mo na lang, Bobby. Tatanong ko kasi, pag mag-open na, kasi sa mga malls, pwede na yung frontline services ng gobyerno kapag nag-modified ECQ na tayo. So I think kasama doon yung LTO. Ngayon, anong maaasahan natin by way of changes in the way they serve? Mas bibilis ba yung processing? Dahil kailangan doon magsialis kagad mga tao, di ba?
Yung LTO office, yung mga satellite office ng LTO sa mga malls kamo.
Sa malls.
Yes.
Asek, ang tinatanong po ni Ami, kung magbukas po yung malls, how will that affect the satellite offices of the LTO in the malls? Or lahat ba ng magbubukas ba lahat na to? And also, will those offices also adjust to whatever the protocols and working hours will be imposed on malls?
Yes, yung mga driver's license renewal offices namin sa mga mall will be operating like our regular offices. If the area has been declared general community quarantine already area, mag-operate na yung aming mga opisina, no? And again, they will be open even up to Saturdays if it's really needed, because we know that nagkaroon ng build-up. But we will be enjoining the public to observe yung protocol na sinasabi, na especially yung social distancing natin, no? Kaya yung aming mga facilities, binigyan na rin namin ng, kumbaga, caution that there should be some monitors to see to it that the people who are transacting business with the LTO would observe these protocols.
Asek, paano po pagdating sa mga buses naman, both intra Metro Manila and also provincial buses coming in and out of Metro Manila? Ano pong ang pinaghahandaan natin doon?
Sa ngayon, doon sa lugar na, again, yung lifted na, no, we are in coordination with LTFRB. Nagtutulong-tulong kami, LTFRB, Highway Patrol, and local government enforcement, traffic enforcement, to see to it that una, yung pinalabas na patakaran dyan is that yung capacity ng bus, no, should only be 50% ang isasakay nila, so that social distancing can be observed inside the buses. And this will be monitored or supervised along the way para maiwasan talaga yung paglabag. And again, we are enjoining the
nawala siya.
To observe this also.
Okay pa ba siya? Asek, naririnig niyo na kami? Naririnig niyo na po kami, Asek?
Paputol-putol. Yes, Ms. Pamintuan, yes.
Naririnig niyo na po ako. Kasi sinabi niyo kanina,
Yes.
you will be working even on Saturdays. Meron ba kami naasahan na mas mabilis na service from the LTO? Kasi kailangan nating bilis-bilisan na magsialis dun sa office, hindi ba? Para iwasan yung gathering of more people. May binabalak ba kayo by way of procedures para bumilis yung processing ng mga lisensya, ganon? Mukhang nawala ulit. Magta-translate ka ulit, Robby.
ikaw, yung feeling ko, Ami, ikaw kailangan kaya yata magpapalit ng lisensya. Talagang mataas ang concern mo dito.
Nawala ulit siya. Hindi, so at least we waive niya yung yung penalty, at least yun. Yun.
Pero sinasabi mo, di ba, parang dalawa yun eh. Kailangan mag-social distance, people should expect longer lines and so on, but at the same time, even on a regular day, di ba, pagka pumila ka sa LTO, aasahan mong nandun ka buong araw o at least kalahating araw. Tuwa-tuwa na yung mga tao na, 3 oras lang ako sa LTO, tuwa-tuwa na yung mga tao doon. And now, with social distancing, aasahan mong, di ba, it's ironic. You want to social distancing, but at the same time, mas patagal ka nakababad doon.
Dapat nga mabilis, di ba? Yan ang tinatanong ko. Lalo na, ayan na siya ulit. Asek, okay na tayo.
Paputol-putol I'm sorry, no? Paputol-putol.
Asek, ulitin ko lang po yung tanong ni Ami. Yung sa within the LTO, as you said, we will observe social distancing. Pero pagka nag-social distancing tayo, as you also pointed out, humahaba ang pila. How do we facilitate this? On the one hand, we need social distancing. On the other hand, kung tumabgal ang pila, mas matagal nakababad ang mga tao in this public place na kahit pa paano maraming tao, what other safeguards are there habang nag-aantay at pumipila mga tao?
Totoo 'yon. Kaya yung average tinitingnan natin yung under normal situation, may mga average transactions 'yan. Halimbawa, yung mga opisina kung minsan 300, 400 ang average daily transaction sila, no? Uh, Understandably, because of this situation, magbabawas kami, no? Kasi kailangan kahit na nag-aantay sila, yung kanilang waiting area hindi pwedeng tabi-tabi sila, no? So that let's say yung hindi matatapos at aabutan na ng pagsasara ng opisina, no? Binibigyan na sila ng number, kinukuhaan ka lang pangalan so that they will be advised when to come back. At pag sinabihan silang kung kailan babalik, priority sila on that day. No? Na sinabihan sila kung kailan sila babalik. And again, sabi ko nga, if we have to extend the operation hours till let's say 6 or 7 in the evening, gagawin natin to, no? Kasi kami rin, magbabawas din kami ng tao because may mga mahigpit na tagubilin na yung mga susceptible, no? Work at home sila. So
Yes.
we may have to reduce the number of personnel that will be manning our window, so to speak. And
Asec, total may sistema na tayong ganun. Asec, I'm just curious, meron po bang, because you're talking about, nandun ka na, nakapagbigay ka na, pagkatapos sasabihan ka, bumalik ka na lang. But with technology nowadays, are there online components that people can start with ahead of time? For example, I mean, and for that matter, hindi ba pwedeng online queuing sa umpisa pa lang?
Yan. Actually, before the quarantine, no, meron na kaming ipapilot na online eh. In fact, meron kaming identified 24 sites na kung saan umpisa nito, and eventually we'll be entertaining online transaction so that even at the comfort of their homes, pwede lang gawin yung preliminaries so that sandali na lang kung sakaling pupunta sila sa LTO, hindi na sila mag-aantay na matagal, no? Merong appointment system, and even pwedeng yung transaction pati pagbabayad magawa na. So that when they come to the office, it's only to retrieve the printed card, no?
Okay.
Kaya mas may
Nasa naman niya yung tanong ko.
panahong yun.
Sa pinaulit si Asec. Asec.
Inumpisan.
Asec. One last question po, and then we will let you go. Ito pong lahat na to, the online forms, any systems, also, if you're going to disperse people...
Hello, again.
Hello. Last question na lang po. Ito pong mga online possibilities, how people can start their process, as well as where can they look for satellite offices para ma-disperse din yung mga tao para hindi magdagsaan sa isang lugar. Is all of this on your website? Where can they go to start the process?
Yes, actually after this 24 sites, no, we would evaluate kung anong kung meron mang snitches or snags so that makorek ito, and eventually within the year, hindi lang doon sa 24 sites kundi all over, no? The whole Philippines, lahat ng LTO offices will be able to entertain this kind of transactions.
Okay, Land Transportation Office Chief Asec Edgar Galvante, maraming salamat po for joining us on the Chiefs.
Thank you po.
Maraming salamat din. Kahit napaputol-putol.
Pasensya na po. Sige po, maraming salamat po. Okay. We'll take a gap. Please don't go away. The Chiefs will be right back.
Welcome back to the special edition of the Chiefs. We just talked with the head of the LTO, Asec Edgar Galvante, and now we'd like to welcome to the show Surigao del Norte Congressman Robert Ace Barbers. Congressman, good evening po.
Hi, good evening, Ami. Good evening, Robbie.
Good
Good evening
evening.
po.
Mukhang nangangailangan na po tayo ng barbero, Congressman.
Oh, that's the usual comment I get pag may nakakita sa akin. Hindi sila sanay.
Sige ba mga itsura? Pero you have an interesting proposal, Congressman. I think it's to complement the Balik Probinsya program, ano? You're saying na dapat hindi naman, it's a proposal to limit the number of people in a barangay to 15,000. Where did that come from? Saka ano yung rationale doon, Congressman?
Well, unang-una yung rationale dito, nakita natin that when we experience this pandemic, nakita natin na yung pagbibigay ng ayuda, yung cascading of the ayuda from the national government down to the barangay level, talagang chaotic at sobrang gulo, no? Yung intention ng national government na babigyan ang lahat, it seems that pagdating sa barangay level, medyo hindi maganda yung nagiging sistema o hindi kaya ay dahil sa dami ng populasyon, nade-delay yung pagbibigay ng serbisyo. The point being is that, in times like natural calamities or man-made calamities or national emergencies or health emergencies like this, na-experience natin ngayon sa pandemic, time is very crucial and time is of the essence, ika nga, no? And kapag nag-deliver tayo ng serbisyo sa kababayan natin o sa taong bayan, dapat very time dito. Otherwise, may kasabihan tayo, aanhin pa natin ng damo kung patay na yung kabayo. No? So these are all the things that we considered, no, in proposing this kind of a bill, yung the new normal Barangay Population Act.
Sa pandemic ngayon, nakikita namin kung what is fueling this proposal. Ngayon, of course, like the Balik Probinsya program, ang problema dyan will be the enforcement. Diba? Or let's not say the enforcement, the encouragement of people to move out of barangays. Ano naman yung proposal nyo doon para matuluyan?
Kailangan
para mahirap lalo na sa Metro Manila.
Para sa akin, kailangan gumawa talaga ng isang programa na maiengganyo natin, no? That we can encourage yung people na nag-migrate sa urban areas back to their provinces. Kailangan meron talagang sustainable na programa, kagaya ng trabaho, kailangan ng pabahay. So these things dapat kapag nandyan yan, ready yan sa probinsya, I don't see any reason kung bakit babalik pa sila o magmamigrate pa sa Metro Manila. Siguro the national government must really step in by asking these multinational companies or maybe manufacturing companies to set up their shops outside of Metro Manila. And maybe national government giving them incentives for doing such. So isa yan sa natin.
But Congressman, the proposal to have a cap, and to basically the proposal to have some ideal number for a barangay which is more manageable, more efficient. Is it yung mga problema na nakikita natin ngayon at nagsulputan under the ECQ sa pagbigay ng ayuda, was it a function of number? Or was it just a function of competence? Because some people will say, hindi, pagalingan lang yan. Merong mga barangay, I'm sure, na libo-libo, hundreds of thousands, but they're able to cope. They apply technology, they're innovative, hindi cash ang bigayan, and you've seen this in very many barangays. Is it a function of numbers?
Well, unang-una, we cannot discount the fact that competence plays a very crucial role dito. But I guess, if we cannot kasi choose wala tayong qualifications na dapat magaling yung barangay captain. As long as you are elected as the barangay chairman, we have to live with that. If you are incompetent, then you're given a situation like this na dapat mo magbigay, kailangan meron kang sistema. Pero kung wala kang competence, napakahirap para isa-isang kagaya ng ganon na magpatupad ng isang ganitong klaseng programa. I guess number also plays a major role here, a very crucial role. Why? You know, if the number is so big na hirap na nga because incompetent yung kapitan, and yet ang laki pa nung kanyang nasasakupang area, so mukhang mas madali siguro naliitan ito so that it will become manageable at siguro mas magiging madali and efficient yung pagde-deliver ng servisyo down to the barangay constituents. So
That's one hope. But I pardon me for being cynical about this. But the other possibility is dadami lang yung may elect natin na incompetent.
Well, ganito lang Rob, kasi yung idea ko dito is that you limit the local government code imposes only or stipulates only the minimum number of inhabitants or population per barangay. Dun sa mga barangays, dapat minimum 2,000. Sa highly urbanized barangays or metropolitan barangays, dapat minimum ay 5,000. So walang maximum na siniset. That's why that explains bakit merong disparity. Merong barangay na 100,000 ang inhabitants, merong barangay naman na 10,000 lang, meron naman barangay as far as the barangays in my district, merong 300, 500 people lang. No? So to address the disparity, I guess we better put a maximum in the law. Number one. What benefits would we get? No? Aside dun sa sinabi ko kanina na siguro mas madali, manageable siya, mas madali magpa-implement ng mga programa o mag-cascade ng programa down to the grassroots kung ganun lang kaliit. Second, yung barangay captain, knowing that he has 15,000 inhabitants or population in his area, alam niya yan, 90% siguro kakilala niya. And kapag kakilala niya yan, it will address the issue of peace and order. Halimbawa, don't tell me that a barangay captain managing a 15,000 population does not know kung merong shabu laboratory o hindi kaya merong apartment na ginagamit na headquarters ng ISIS o Abu Sayyaf and then gumagawa ng bomba. So yung issue ng peace and order pwedeng ma-address. Doon naman sa datos or sa data gathering, for instance, itong nangyari ngayon sa atin, the data that we used as basis for the SAP is the 2015 census. Now, if you have a barangay, a smaller barangay, 15,000, you can do a census. The barangay officials can do a census in a period of 2-3 months. Kaya na nila yun. And then they can submit that to the PSA or to the national offices so that ma-update yung ating mga datos dyan sa down to the barangay level. Third, syempre, yung distribution ng resources at saka mga proyekto. Marami kasing...
Bakit 15,000? Where did you get the 15,000? Meron bang mathematical reason yan? Meron bang kalkulasyon yan or demographic reason?
Wala namang scientific reason why I pegged it at 15,000. It's just that I thought that 15,000 being a maximum number of population in a barangay is a manageable level. But I don't mind if some of my colleagues will propose later on to increase it a little. Pero dapat manageable pa rin.
Congressman, konektado lang po doon sa tanong ni Ami. Sa kategorya pa rin ng math. Kung 15,000 yung have you done the calculation of ilang barangay ang iaanak nito? Ilan ang madadagdag na barangay? At ilan ang madadagdag na kapitan, mga tanod, and so on?
Yes, we're still doing that, Robbie, kasi we just found out, I personally found out na dito pala sa atin sa Quezon City and sa Manila, there are barangays na isang kanto lang, ibang barangay na eh. So I'm trying to get all this data. In fact, I'm coordinating closely. I've asked my staff to coordinate closely with the Office of the Barangay Affairs sa DILG to get all this data. And then later on, when we discuss the bill, maybe we can ask for a presentation of the DILG so that from there, we will pick it up kung anong pwede naming mapagdesisyonan. The only reason why I pegged it at 15,000 is I believe that 15,000 is still a manageable number when it comes to a barangay captain managing his own area.
Nabanggit nyo na yung barangay captain, mga politiko yan. There's one major reason pumupunta rito yung mga taga-probinsya, which is livelihood. There's another reason kung bakit they can remain, which is politics. Alam naman natin yung mga local politician, pinababayaan sila even if they go to informal settlements Dahil vote rich yan, they have the power of the vote. Ngayon, kapag pinasa nyo yung ano nyo, you will need to deal with all these politicians. They will be tasked to enforce that kung sakasakali. How do you plan to deal with this? Do you think you will get the cooperation of local government executives?
Well, honestly, Ami, Robbie, I don't know what the local chief executives think about this particular proposal. No? Kasi I haven't really gone to talking or discussing this with them. I just filed this bill last Monday because I noticed and I saw in the media na in spite of this 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks nating lockdown and nagbibigay tayo continuously ng ating mga ayuda sa mga tao, ang dami pa ring reklamo. So, nakita ko personally that the problem is one, yung sistema doon sa pagbibigay. Tama yung sinabi ni Robbie kanina, perhaps yung competence nung opisyal, no? Isa dyan has a big factor here. Second, yung laki. Imagine giving say 5,000 pesos to all your constituents, no? Say in a barangay with 100,000 constituents, it's a nightmare. It's chaotic. Definitely there has to be that something has to be done, and the only idea that I thought of is just lowering it down. That's why I researched, I looked at the law, the local government code. Nakita ko na may kaya pala ganito yung disparity ng mga barangays kasi wala pala tayong maximum number of inhabitants stipulated in the law. So I guess it will probably address itong ganitong klaseng problema.
Congressman, sundutin ko lang yung intriga ni Ami tungkol sa politics na mangyayari diyan, because inevitably it will gerrymander your municipalities, your cities. You're asking mayors and for that matter congressmen to vote against self-interest. If you're an incumbent and alam mo na kung sino yung mga inasahan mo ng mga barangay captain to deliver your votes, and let's be honest here, we're all very conscious of 2022, di ba? The politicians are thinking, why would I risk breaking up the machinery na inalagaan ko and gerrymander my district and my barangays for an unknown result?
Well, sa kung gerrymandering man yung pinag-uusapan natin, Robbie, siguro this will work more in favor of the incumbents kasi he would be able to put I'm just thinking aloud, he would be able to position all his political leaders into a very sensitive barangay official position. So kung gerrymandering, but I'm just going beyond the konsepto ng politika o yung konteksto ng politika, because yung objective talaga is talagang paano i-manage yung population na malaki vis-a-vis paano i-manage yung population na maliit kung meron tayong mga programa o proyekto o mga ayuda na manggagaling sa national government.
Yes, but on the other side of it, Congressman, again, I think this goes to the cynicism of people every time we talk about politics, is that if even you could see na this could still appeal to a traditional politician, because now you can envision putting in place people who can back you. It still goes to the root of patronage politics, and it's not just about competence, it's also about the patronage politics in which our government at every level is mired. So kahit i-divide mo, people will still say, pareho lang mangyayari dyan.
Well, siguro ang isa sa magandang mangyari dito while we're talking about this bill, siguro ayusin na rin natin kung paano natin o sino yung dapat ma-elect, lagyan ng qualifications to professionalize the whole barangay system. Kasi ngayon, ang ating mga barangay officials ay hindi po sila, though they are called public servants, they are not employees of government because they only get honorariums base sa kanilang mga ira sa kanilang barangay. Now, if we professionalize them and come up with some certain qualifications as to who is allowed to be a barangay kapitan, for that matter, siguro it will probably send, well, I don't want to say this, but somehow deodorize, no, yung konsepto ng patronage politics. Kasi you cannot naman have the monopoly of all competent people in your area. So I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who wants to be barangay officials or politicians that are capable but could not possibly run because the area is too big. They don't have the means. They don't have the party to back them up, or not party or politician to back them up. So I guess baka ito na nga yung opportunity na masilip o pagkakataon na ayusin talaga yung struktura ng barangay sa buong bansa.
Congressman, linawin ko lang kasi kahit magdagdag kayo ng barangay, there are certain areas na mataas talaga concentration ng tao That's because they want to be close to their jobs. Like sa Pier, sa Divisoria, talagang katakot-takot mga tao dyan kasi nagtatrabaho sila dun sa area. So your bill will involve displacement of people. Aalis sila. Kung sakasakali, baka mag-avail sila ng balik probinsya. Yung bang program nyo kung sakasakaling may displacement, meron ba yung voluntary component or will you be forcing people to move out of certain areas para ma-meet yung 15,000 nyo per barangay?
Well, sa ngayon Ami, hindi natin pinag-iisipan yung madi-displace yung mga tao, no. It's just that what we're doing is that yung area of coverage ng barangay officials will just be limited to a population of 15,000. So wala pong displacement sa work, wala pong madi-displace diyan dun sa kanilang area of business. It's just a matter of sino yung leader namin sa barangay ko. Saan ba ako nasasakop dun sa area na pasok dun sa maximum requirement of 15,000. So yung sa balik probinsya program, gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, dapat talaga magkaroon tayo ng isang very attractive, no, invitation to those who migrated here, who can go back to their provinces in Mindanao or in Visayas and set up their own perhaps business or work there. Dapat national government should come in and put up, maybe incentivize all these companies that can set up their shops in the countryside.
Okay.
So hindi decongestion program pala tong proposal nyo? Ibig nyo sabihin kung merong informal settlement na napaka-congested, hindi sila i-disperse, kundi magdadagdag kayo ng barangay and barangay officials, ganun ba yun? Hindi sila i-disperse.
Yeah, hindi sila madi-disperse, hindi sila madi-displace. Ang mangyayari lamang dito, mag-iiba yung address, no? For example, a barangay with 150 inhabitants, kung 15,000 ang magiging batas, so that will isang barangay magiging 10 barangay. So you will create 9 new barangays, no? Ang bawat barangay kasi natin sa ngayon, meron tayong barangay kapitan, we have around 8 barangay kagawads, meron tayong barangay SK, meron tayong barangay secretary at barangay treasurer, at barangay tanods, no? Kapag lumiit yung area of coverage ng barangay, definitely hindi na ganun karami ng kagawads ang kailangan siguro. Siguro liliitan, and siguro in the course of the discussion of this bill, then maybe we can come up with a win-win situation for these barangays. The main objective really of this proposal, the new Normal Barangay Population Act, is to reduce the number of large, highly urbanized city barangays into a maximum of 15,000 inhabitants, so that it will become manageable and there is a semblance of fast, expeditious, efficient, and effective delivery of services from the national government down to the grassroots.
Ay, Congressman.
Displacement hindi ba? Akala ko no displacement. Paano liliit yung population?
No, liliit yung number of coverage nung population
Per barangay.
per barangay.
Congressman, habang nandito po kayo, samantalahin na po namin kayo, if you don't mind. We'll want to ask you about other things going on in Congress.
Sure.
In particular, yung prangkisa po ng ABS-CBN, ano na po nangyari sa usapan na yan?
Well, kanina, nag-convert into the Committee of the Whole yung plenary, and we discussed the bill, no, that was filed by Speaker Alan Cayetano and proposed a provisional franchise
Franchise.
for the ABS-CBN until October of this year. Give Congress more time to look into the issues surrounding the issue of franchise of the ABS-CBN, and there are a lot also controversies and allegations about certain violations of the company. So yan ang pag-uusapan namin between now until probably October. So hopefully before October, the Congress, the Committee on Legislative Franchise, and the plenary will be able to decide, no, and vote whether to grant
On a 25-year franchise.
to grant ABS-CBN a new 25-year franchise or not.
But with regards to this provisional franchise, ano po yung timetable na nakita nyo? I understand, second reading na kaagad.
Yeah, so our rules allow that kasi kapag nag-convert kami into a committee of the whole, and then we vote on a certain committee report, automatic, the plenary can take action by submitting it to the plenary for second reading. So kanina nangyari yun, no, second reading. But under our rules then, it will probably take 3 more days, no, 3 more session days before we can approve a bill to third reading. So kanina, meron pa yan. Siguro in the coming session days, we will be probably debate on this, or kung wala na siyang debate, maybe propose some amendments dun sa bill. And then pag wala na, if 3 session days has been met, then we can already vote on it on third reading.
Sabi nga ni Speaker Cayetano, baka daw by first week of June pwede nang mag-reopen ang mag-broadcast ulit ang ABS-CBN kasi wala namang inaasahang resistance from the Senate. Isang problema na lang kung sakasakali, kung magkakaroon, kung pigilan kayo sa Supreme Court, sinong doon? Sino magpi-prevail? Halimbawa, of course, we all know who we're talking about, goes to the Supreme Court, sabihin, hindi pwede yung provisional franchise, will he ask for TRO at pinagbigyan? Pwede ba? Sinong masusunod doon?
Well, this is that's a legal issue, Ami, but in my personal opinion, no, nasa mandato ho ng Kongreso ang pagpapasa, no, ng prangkisa, no, whether this is a 25-year full franchise or a provisional franchise. The fact remains that this is a franchise for the company to be able to operate. So I don't think the judiciary, no, my personal opinion, I don't think the judiciary will even step in, no. Perhaps kung merong umakyat sa Supreme Court, baka desisyonan agad, or maybe baka ma-dismiss kagad yung petition na yun sa Supreme Court. I have really no idea, Ami.
Well, at least yung mga supporter ng ABS-CBN, sigurado, they're very happy about this development. Meron pa ba, lalo ngayong pandemic, meron pa ba kayong balak na i-file by way of a legislative proposal na related to the pandemic? Meron pa?
Yes, in fact, meron pine-prepare si Chairman Joey Salceda and Chairperson Sharon Garin and Congresswoman Stella Kimbo, yung ating Philippine Economic Stimulus Act, or yung PESA, no. We probably will start deliberating on that next week, no. And hopefully we can pass this. Ito po yung mga tulong, no, sa gagawin ng national government para po sa ating pang-ekonomiyang suporta.
Okay, we'll watch out for that. Surigao del Norte Congressman Robert Ace Barbers, thank you for joining the Chiefs.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Ami. Thank you.
Thank you. That will be all for this edition of the Chiefs. We hope what was discussed here will keep the conversation going. I'm Ami Pamintuan of the Philippine Star.
And I'm Robbie Alampay. We are One News.